Born on September 18th, 53 Common Era, is Marcus Ulpius Trajanus in Italica. Trajan would grow up to be considered among the greatest Roman emperors. Having been born in what would be modern-day Spain, he was the first emperor to not be born in Italy. Because his father served in imperial service, Trajan grew up in military camps and quickly became familiar with the power structure of the Roman Empire. With his 19-year rule, Trajan is best known for his greatest military expansion in Roman history. Rome was the largest it ever was under Trajan's rule in 117 Common Era, the year of his death. His legacy is primarily found in the expansion of Rome and its commemoration in Trajan's column. Trajan is best characterized as merciless as a warrior and generous as a leader. His selection as the next emperor by his predecessor, Emperor Nerva, continued the new era of the five good emperors. Before that era, Rome was in a state of chaos because of the assassination of Nero, and various groups fought for power. Nepotism and greed ran rampant in Rome, and successors to emperors were based on bloodlines and bloodshed. The last of these rulers was Domitian, whose paranoia and lust for power resulted in his assassination. Nerva was appointed afterwards because he would reinstate power back to the Senate, and because he was old and ill. By choosing Trajan for his qualifications and qualities, Nerva started an era defined by its just and benevolent leaders. Trajan's policies are considered to have been based on goodwill and the genuine desire to help the people of Rome, consistent with the rest of the five good emperors. Although he maintained his role as a dictator, he sought to share leadership with the Senate. He served as a military commander and as governor for several municipalities. This enabled better relations between military command and the Senate, both of whom were satisfied with his leadership. Over his 19 years in power, he ordered many public building projects in the form of aqueducts, public baths, roads, bridges, and harbors. These projects served the public good and further cemented his legacy in history as a benevolent ruler. In addition to his building projects, Trajan also initiated social welfare policies. Most notably, he gave more grain to poor citizens, and he expanded funds to take care of poor children. He did all this while decreasing taxes and showing generosity to political enemies. Of course, Trajan wasn't only a politician. He was also a merciless military commander best known for his Dacian Wars, which helped expand Rome's borders the furthest they would ever reach in the empire's lifespan. Trajan's column commemorates his victory and the viciousness in that war, as depicted in the relief carved into the sides. One famous anecdote recounts that Trajan wept upon reaching the Persian Gulf, for he knew he was too old to conquer the rest of the known world. Unfortunately, even Trajan has downfalls. Although he conquered Parthia, it had been considered wasteful in retrospect. The territory was lost soon after his death. Trajan's legacy continued with his cousin and adopted son Hadrian, who ascended to the throne upon Trajan's death. His victories are immortalized in stone in Trajan's column, where his ashes were laid. Oddly enough, the column statue of Trajan was replaced by St. Peter in the Middle Ages, but the column remains a popular tourist attraction. Most significantly, he will always be the man at the peak of the empire's strength.